Welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore, or as we like to call it, the Try-F Podcast, where we try not to F the podcast up. And today, we got the Epstein list.
Which one?
Barely. So, this is wild. So, last month, obviously, Massey got his bill passed through Congress, right?
Okay.
This is just insane. So, in true to form, the FBI did exactly what you figured they would do. They waited till the last possible minute. They waited until 5 o'clock as everybody's, closing shop and getting off work on a weekend. They start releasing stuff. And then just to make sure the media had an excuse to not talk about anything, we bombed Syria for some reason. At the same time, I'm sure that was an accident, And then
Let's cover this up by bombing somebody.
Yeah, let's just go bomb a random group so we don't have to talk about the fact that we released this over the weekend.
That's
Nothing to see here.
That's how you know it's a psyop.
Yeah. Who knows if we even really bombed anybody? They probably just said it because it's like, I thought we beat ISIS like a decade ago. Apparently not. So, yeah, they found some ISIS cell to bomb just so we could talk about something else. And then out of, I guess, the number has been 300 gigabytes so far. I think
it should be terabytes.
Yeah, there's a lot more than that, but I heard the number 300 gigabytes in terms of either what was dumped Friday or what was supposed to be dumped Friday. Something to that effect. They only released about 3 gigabytes. Maybe it was only 3 gigabytes that was unredacted. Who knows? But
what does redacted mean again?
Cut out, blacked out.
Out. Sharpie.
Yeah. So basically 90% of what they dumped Friday was redacted.
Why even release it then?
Well, because they had to comport with the law. See, this is where it gets crazy, Trevor. Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, like the reason Thomas Massey's thing was such a big deal was because this made a law. Like you legally, by law, if Trump signed it, which he did, by law, you had to release those files. It was a crime to not release them. So they had some ways to counter it, like they could open up some bullcrap investigations. They could do some things here and there to try to weasel around and filter some of the information, but that's not what they did.
What they did?
Gave the American people and Thomas Massey a big, giant, naked middle finger because they redacted 90% of it, didn't justify any of the redactions. They blatantly, directly broke a law and said, what are you going to do?
Wow.
That's what was going on. So, I mean, frankly, Pam Bondi and Kash Patel at this point are criminals. Now, I'm going to play something on X really quick to start this off, and then I'm going to give a prediction about what's going to happen over the next year. But this is very important. They broke the law. Maybe this is why
Kash is so scared, because he's going to have to break the law either way.
Pam Bondi's looking at prison time.
Yeah.
And Kash Patel's looking at prison time. Like, we're talking jail now. And it's bad. It's really, really bad. From what I understand, anyway, we're talking jail. Whether that's actually going to happen, I don't know. But in theory, from what I understand, this was a law. They broke the law. They're certainly going to be impeached. But are they going to get jail time?
I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Oh, I'll talk about what I think is going to happen here in a few minutes. But let me start off with already.
Exit up.
Yeah, already. Let's get this on to X. Already, we're talking about impeachment for Pam Bondi. So, Massey and who is this gentleman? Ro Khanna. I'm probably mispronouncing that name, but these two are working together to basically impeach Pam Bondi at this point.
Ro Khanna and who?
Thomas Massey.
Okay. Who's Thomas Massey exactly?
He is...
What does he do?
He is the representative who pushed the bill in the House of Representatives to get the Epstein files released.
Okay.
So it is now law that the DOJ was supposed to release the Epstein files. So again, 3 gigabytes of 300 gigabytes or whatever it is, and 90% of whatever they released being redacted. That's a middle finger. This is criminal. We don't care. What are you going to do? And Thomas Massie, and apparently they anticipated this because both these representatives are now filing for impeachment. But I'll tell you where I think this is going next. So let me play this first.
The Justice Department's document dump this afternoon does not comply with Thomas Massie and my Epstein Transparency Act. They released one document from a New York grand jury of 119 pages, totally blacked out. This despite a federal judge ordering them to release that document. And our law requires them to explain redactions. There's not a single explanation for why that entire document was redacted. We have not seen the draft indictment that implicates other rich and powerful men who were on Epstein's rape island, who either watched the abuse of young girls or participated in the abuse of young girls and the sex trafficking. The reality is Pam Bondi has obfuscated for months. She first said there were no more documents to be seen. Now she's admitting and releasing hundreds of thousands of documents, but it is an incomplete release with too many redactions. Thomas Massie and I are exploring all options. It can be the impeachment of people at justice, inherent contempt, or referring for prosecution those who are obstructing justice. We will work with the survivors to demand the full release of these files, to demand justice for the Epstein class and accountability.
So,
That's crazy, man.
Yep. So there's that.
It's like, just do your job and tell the truth and stop hiding behind a Sharpie marker, basically.
Oh, they can't. There's wielding and dealing to be done, my friend. The whole country. Remember, blackmail is the engine that runs this country. So,
yeah.
Anyway, so yes, they've filed for articles of impeachment. I don't know what this is. I published a bunch of stuff. Here's somebody say this is what their tax returns are going to look like next year.
That's
The Justice
crazy.
Right?
It's like we get the date and time of each page, and that's it.
Yeah. So here's an example of some of the redactions that were on there. And just
wow.
This is another example. This is an entire
Page.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So sub 64. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 8. Some 48 plus 6 times 8. I can't do math. It doesn't matter. A lot of freaking redacted pages right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's another example. Isn't that insane?
So basically, here's your list, but there's nothing there.
Yep. And they were blatant, and they were like that. Bram Stoker said in his book Dracula that the criminal mind is really just an adult with the brain of a child. I can think of no better way to describe the FBI, because that was just pure spite and petulance. But also highly illegal, from what I understand. So there's no lawyer's dodge here. Like, this was just, F you, bring it. That's what this was.
So what are they so worried about? I mean, are they on the list themselves? Which they seem a little young to be on the list themselves.
I think that there are people who run major portions of the... This is just my opinion, and this is what you're asking is what we're all trying to figure out.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that there are people with a lot of money that were tied to Epstein, and I think they are probably holding the economy for ransom or whatever. It's like, look, if you show our names, we're pulling our money, we're taking it to Europe. Like, I think they're probably threatening to crash the stock market or something like that. Because that's my guess. Because these guys, and also you have, like, that's one component. So you've got
Yeah.
people threatening the economy. I think that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is you have to understand that this is methods and operations. Like, this is the method of operations for the CIA, for the FBI. Like, this is blackmail racket. The way that this goes is you start off with taking naked pictures of people with prostitutes.
Yeah.
You move on to stuff with kids. And then you move on to, like, killing kids. And there's, like, this whole tier system that these guys have been using for forever. And this is stuff that people have been talking about since the 80s, late 80s, early 90s was the stuff I first came across. I came across Catherine O'Brien, which I've showed on this show before. I came across her like 10 years ago, like a decade ago. And that was before this Epstein stuff ever came out. But what's been fascinating is the stuff that I came across a decade ago, this Epstein court document stuff, and the women that are coming out as a result of the Epstein stuff, not the Catherine O'Brien stuff, that's all converging. Like, these stories are matching, which indicates to me this is really going on. Because you've got people that have never heard of each other, disparate sources, all saying the same thing.
So it's no longer a conspiracy.
I don't think so. I don't know how you get people that don't know of each other and are coming and are stepping forward as a reaction to one event when other events have said the same thing. Like, you have different. I'm trying to think of the right way to word this, but Catherine O'Brien is one source. Epstein was the inciting incident that brought out all these other sources. And all these other sources are describing the same thing Catherine O'Brien described before any of this came out.
Wow.
So, to me, that's a confirmation that this is really going on. Because they're not dogpiling, basically. It's not like Catherine O'Brien said something and then they all were like, oh yeah, that happened to me too. It's this whole Epstein thing that's completely unrelated, or at least of a similar vein, but not related to Catherine O'Brien. And then all these other women are basically saying the same thing Catherine O'Brien said as a result of the Epstein files. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hey, K-Lex, how's it going?
Hello. Good to see you, man. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, I think, but it's a blackmail engine. It's basically, if you want to play in our reindeer games, you've got to be willing to let us have embarrassing information on you. We're going to give you embarrassing information on us. And we're all going to protect each other's secrets. And that way we're one big, pretty club, and we're all loyal to each other.
So it's kind of like a crossroads demon type thing.
Yeah, and it's like the mob, and it's like a gang initiation, and it's like a cult. It's the same crap over and over and over again. And so I think that's how the CIA and these intelligence agencies have been operating since probably like the 70s, if not before.
Since they started.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So it's coming out. They know it's coming out. And what that means in practicality is that your taxpayer dollars have been going to child trafficking. And that's why it matters.
All right, diddly squat I can do about it.
Pretty much, unless you want to go to war. So, because voting ain't going to fix it, not unless they actually destroy the CIA. Like, which, hey, that's why I liked Vivek Ramaswamy. Remember that guy? The guy saying we need to, shut down the CIA and the FBI. He ran for president, got rid of Rhonda Romney or whatever her name was, the original RNC head.
Wow.
Ran her off, got Laura Trump in there so they could protect against the voter fraud stuff. He wanted to get rid of the agencies because he didn't think they could be turned or, reformed. And I think he's being proven right in spades, given the way Bongino and Patel have behaved. Which, as an aside, Bongino was gone now, by the way. He
What
officially
happened?
left the FBI.
Well, he couldn't handle the heat.
Well, the speculation was that he was mad about being forced to lie or being told to lie. He went along with it, did lie, and played good little soldier. But he was sickened by it and left.
Oh, well, good on him then.
Yeah, if he actually fesses up to what they were doing in there, good on him. If he just leaves and bows quietly into that good night, I don't really care.
Runs and hides
You know,
under a
way
rock.
to destroy your legacy. Good job. Anyway,
Does he
so
still have a podcast or something like that?
yeah, but I don't know. I mean, he might go back to it, but who's going to listen to him? He has no credibility now. I mean, he's been proven to be a liar. He looked at us and said, "I've seen the tapes. He killed himself. I know what it means." You know, it's like, trust me, guys, I'm the government. And then, but behind the scenes, he's sitting there going, we shouldn't be doing this. And I'm glad he bowed up to him behind the scenes. That's good. But he still lied to the public.
It's never good to do that.
No, it's like, well, you've destroyed all your goodwill of MAGA. I don't know what you do now. So
Run and hide under a rock.
just go quietly into that good night, I guess. That or out it all. Because you ain't getting your podcast back. Not now. Anyway. So let me get to my point here. Like, I want to explain what I think is going to happen. Because I'm going to risk play Nostradamus. And I may or may not be. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But this is what I think is going to happen. I think there's a trap being set up here. Okay, so Pam Bondi and Kash Patel blatantly violated the law, which means Congress now has the grounds to impeach them. Them being the DOJ, they're not going to enforce the law on themselves, but Congress can impeach them and get them out of those positions. Meaning that Congress has grounds to get rid of them. That means Trump. They don't need Trump to fire them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Congress can now go in there and kick them out.
We the people can now fire them.
Well, if by we the people you mean a bunch of corporate lobbyists, but yes, basically. So, anyway, but here's the thing. The Republicans, even though Massey and this other gentleman, forgive me, I don't know him, Ro Khanna, even though they've already filed for impeachment, Pam Bondi and Kash Patel are not going to be impeached by the House Republicans.
Why not?
I think the House Republicans, I think a lot of them have decided to basically let the Democrats they're going to protect their own seats, but they're just going to be quiet, and they're going to quietly play Russian roulette and throw the 2026 election, midterms. They're going to throw them, and they're going to let the Democrats get back in. And then they're going to impeach Kash Patel and Pam Bondi because they've been quietly making cases against these two. Kash Patel has been flying around the country with his girlfriend, using his plane to go see his girlfriend or whatnot, basically using the government plane for private stuff. That by itself is grounds for impeachment. I don't know exactly what Pam Bondi's been accused of doing, but I am understanding that people are saying she's doing illegal stuff too, and this is kind of like a clear straw that broke the camel's back type of stuff. The Democrats are basically, I think the Republicans are going to sit on their hands unless Massey and some other people can rally and somehow persuade these guys, make Mike Johnson irrelevant. I think they're going to sit on their hands. They're not going to impeach him. They're going to let the Democrats do it. And here's why. Because if Trump does not fire Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, he becomes complicit since they blatantly violated the law. It's like, why?
Well, he's already been pretty complicit up to this point.
Yes and no. Yes, he's the one that told them to say Epstein killed himself. Yes, he's the one that's been trying to shut down the investigation. But he's also the one that signed the bill. So that kind of absolves him a little bit. But since they so nakedly violated the law here, if he goes along with it and doesn't fire Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, the Democrats, who made up stories about him getting peed on by Russian hookers just out of whole cloth. Well, let's remember who we're talking about here. The Democrats who have made crap up for the last decade.
Well,
They're going to be the ones that sit there and go, President Trump was complicit in this cover-up. He should be impeached. Bottom line is this. I think by the beginning to the middle of 2027, if Trump does not fire Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, he will be impeached and out of office. That's where
He's not going to want that.
Well, he'll die in prison if that happens, because they've got that bullcrap fake charge stuff that they actually convicted him of. That hasn't went away. That hasn't went
Yeah,
away.
it's still there.
So that's on the back burner for a wide list of things that's got to get dealt with. And even if that does get dealt with, or I'm wrong and it has been dealt with, they're still going to make crap up to throw him in jail. But they got to get him out of office. And if they are able to successfully get him out of office, and if they're able to successfully get him out of office, they'll just make something up and reestablish control of the DOJ. They'll make something up and throw him in prison.
Because they don't really care.
Yeah, right now I would say it is a 50-50 shot that he is out of office by mid to middle of 2027. That's my prediction. And every day he doesn't fire Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, that becomes more and more likely. Because this naked violation of the law changes the game. This isn't, this is kind of debatable because, we've got an investigation, and does this fact need to be in the release versus does it not need to be in the release? They didn't try to be ambiguous. They did not attempt to explain one redaction. This was a naked and obvious challenge. So they broke the law on purpose, and that is to basically associate Trump with a crime if he digs in his heels and refuses to admit that he made two bad choices. Does that make sense?
Wow. Yeah. I'm on par with you now.
We'll see if I'm right. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope if Trump fires them by Monday or Tuesday or like sometime before January, if he fires them relatively quickly, I think he can dodge this, and I don't think it's going to happen. But if he doesn't fire him, the longer he waits, the easier it's going to be for the Democrats to say he was complicit with the crime. And I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if this time the Democrats actually have a legal case.
Yeah.
I mean, if he ordered them to cover crap up, or they can even make the case that he ordered them to cover crap up. Like if they can connect him to not just the Epstein thing, but anything that Pam Bondi and Kash Patel have done, which rumors abound that they've been breaking the law in multiple ways. Like if they can connect Trump to any of it, he goes like, A, he's impeached, B, he goes to jail. They might get him. And it would be good for Trump to remember that there was somebody else called the Teflon Don, and his name was John Gotti. And it took them 5 times to get John Gotti, but they eventually got him. And so Donald Trump would be very, very smart to disassociate himself from his Department of Justice right now if he wishes to remain in office. Because this was a naked challenge to Massey, and it was done out of spite and contempt. And they're like, yeah, we broke the law. What are you going to do about it? So this thing got dangerous. We'll
it's
see
probably
what happens.
always been dangerous, and now it's just really dangerous.
It keeps escalating.
Like life and death situation type dangerous.
And the worst part is for myself, I'm like, you know what? If this is what ends up happening, Trump deserves it. Everybody in the dog told him this was going to happen. He's brought this on himself. And I hate it, but I mean, Jones and everybody else told him. And I think probably Marjorie Taylor Greene told him. And he's been calling anybody who challenges him on this stuff a traitor. And
so it's his ego basically keeping him.
Yeah. It's pride. But it does put me in a weird spot because I'm still trying to. Do I keep the still no list thing up on the overlay? Because he did technically sign. Like, it's possible he didn't know about this. Like, he might have told Pam Bondi and Kash Patel to do this, but it's possible he didn't. I don't know. But it's like.
You could keep it up, but put like a 90%. Still.
Yeah, we're going to have to add like a
90%.
percentile to the. Because this is technically the list. But
still no 90% list.
Yeah, I mean, I knew there was going to be like some redactions. I knew there was going to be some kind of gameplay, but I did not imagine they were going to do what they did. Like the contempt for the public and Thomas Massey in particular, like it's palpable in the way that they did this. Like,
that's crazy.
It's amazing. I knew they were gonna pull that wait till 5 o'clock on a Friday crap. I didn't think they were gonna bomb Syria, but the same time. But I knew they were gonna sit down and wait. I just didn't think they were gonna redact quite as much as they did. Like, but here's the thing, Trevor. Even the 3% or so that we got is messy.
Oh, really?
And yeah, it's...
We should come up with an app that unredacts stuff.
That would be nice. But either way, you don't want to be Bill Clinton right now.
Uh-oh. Is he in trouble?
Well, this is the brilliance of your bureaucratic FBI. See, these people... They justified all this crap by going, oh, see, we need to protect the identity of the victims. We've got to block the faces of the victims. We've got to protect the victims. And of course, what they didn't tell the public, but what everybody already knew, was by victims they meant those poor billionaires who were accused. Oh, those poor billionaires. They were
they pay our paycheck.
They're victims. To be accused like that, they're victims. Anyway, they also did redact the faces of the women as well. But
they're pedo victims.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The people that are on there, number one, that you do see, they're people that you either don't know are dead, or it's the Clintons who have no power anymore. So we've got enough.
They have power. It's just hidden.
Yeah, I think they're out. I think they've been outed. They're too old. Clinton Foundation's gone. I think the Clintons are no longer relevant. So I think they felt safe exposing Bill Clinton.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's why he's on there. But anyway,
do we have any? Do you have any like pictures or anything?
Asmongold does. We're gonna watch Asmongold's video here in a little bit, but I wanted to set some stuff up first. Anyway, so yeah, Clinton's on there. What was I gonna say? Dad, blame it.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. But no, here's the joke of it. They still redacted the women that were victims. And so all those pictures of women that were sexually assaulted, because you've got, like, the FBI is a joke. I mean, they sit there and they redacted Bill's name, but you can tell it's Bill's name because his freaking pictures are all over this dump that we've got. And you can tell it's like 4 letters. And so it's like DOJ testimony, black space, did XYZ to me, which means it's like Bill Clinton did XYZ to me. And if you look at the very fact that they blacked out the faces of the women around Bill Clinton, what does that tell you?
Tells me they're trying to save his ass any which way they can.
Well, they're going to condemn him because the women that have their faces blacked out are victims. And Bill's around them all the time. That practically proves Bill Clinton's the one that was victimizing the women. So it's like by the freaking FBI's own blasted testimony, they pretty much confirmed that Bill Clinton's one of the main perverts in all this. So,
well, I mean,
it's possible that Bill Gates was behind the photograph
desk.
attacking the women, but,
He did have someone under a certain desk at a certain point.
Yeah, well, he's had a reputation for this kind of stuff for forever, since I was a little kid, And now you've got pictures of him with all these girls that have their faces blacked out. It's like, well, why are their faces blacked out? Because they were victimized. Well, who victimized them? Probably the only man in the photograph.
Wow.
So I think that's one of the guys they were trying very hard to protect, because everybody knew Bill Clinton was in on this stuff, but just seeing the pictures of it, it's like, oh yeah.
It's become a reality.
Yeah, it's like it's getting real. So anyway, before we get into the Epstein list, I wanted to watch a little bit of Mike Benz, because Mike Benz actually put together a very large piece of the puzzle, just in the last 24 hours or so. He might have figured out where Mike Benz or where Epstein got his money and how Epstein got into all this. And so he might have figured out Epstein's connection to the CIA specifically and when it all started. So I wanted to watch Mike Benz kind of putting it together at the latter half of his video. So we'll start with that. Then we'll move to Asmongold's stuff, and then we'll look at some of the photos ourselves, just to kind of show what the DOJ's just to get an idea of what the DOJ's released. So, all right,
Let's do it.
Here we go. We are starting off with Mike Benz. And by the way, I highly, highly, highly recommend Mike Benz's YouTube channel. I can't recommend it enough because this is the hard work. He's the guy that sifts through the paperwork that everybody's been fighting to get and figures out what's in there.
So he's the guy that sits there and reads every line that's not redacted. And
He's one of the guys going through the documents, and so I highly recommend following his YouTube channel. Anyway, here we are.
Guy. Safari Club co-founder, 50% owner of Capcom. Is Capcom trades cleared through Bear? So the guy who runs the Saudi CIA covert clandestine supercenter, the Safari Club, from 1976 to 1981, and to secretly disguise payments as ordinary course transactions to pay for these weapons deals, he uses Bear Stearns for it. And Jeffrey Epstein is at Bear Stearns in this exact time period, admitting to using basically commodities options trades to secretly disguise those very same CIA, Saudi, probably Israeli and British as well, covert financing. It was technically run by the Saudis, but this was a joint U.S., UK, Israel foreign policy in the region. Jointly ran the Safari Club. In 1976, that's the year Jeffrey Epstein joined Bear Stearns. The Bear Stearns Forex desk opens correspondent account for the fledgling BCCI Luxembourg, 25 million daily turnover. That's the very year Jeffrey Epstein joined Bear Stearns. Right as BCCI is being scaled up by Kamal Adnan, the very counterparty in the Bear Stearns trades, specifically to launder Safari Club petrodollars. And Jeffrey Epstein was working on the oil deals right in 1982 when he got the fake Saudi passport. And Kamal Adam is the Saudi spy master who created the joint CIA-Saudi Safari Club. Ace Greenberg. Hey, that name sounds familiar. Ace Greenberg set up the BCCI Luxembourg account to scale up BCCI and the CIA Saudi Intelligence Safari Club. Hey, that name sounds familiar. Isn't this the guy who hired Jeffrey Epstein and set him up with his daughter and made Jeffrey Epstein a made man? Personally greenlighting Bear Stearns' activity with the CIA to scale up the CIA's proprietary bank? Do you think Ace Greenberg then brought Jeffrey Epstein into these deals? Guys, we just broke the entire Jeffrey Epstein story. If Ace Greenberg brought Jeffrey Epstein into the BCCI deals at Bear, that explains literally everything. It explains Jeffrey Epstein's meteoric rise. It explains how he moved up in the company so quickly. It explains why everyone was so charmed by him. Hint, not because of his charm. It explains how he got all these huge clients so quickly. It explains how he, in 1981 and 1982, he's already meeting with major CIA, MI6, Saudi intelligence officials. He's meeting with Doug Lee, Stan Pottinger, Adnan Khashoggi, Middle Eastern sheikhs. Oh, it's because he handled BCCI at Bear. Ace Greenberg opened those accounts before Ace Greenberg became CEO. The article says that Ace Greenberg brought Jeffrey Epstein into the most lucrative deals. here are the lucrative deals. You immediately have Jeffrey Epstein handling CIA financing, disguising illegal weapons sales as complex financial transactions for commodities or oil. That explains how Jeffrey Epstein got a specialty in complex financial transactions. Oh, because he got it because he was put on the BCCI account. Oh, that explains how he's working with Edgar Bronfman, because BCCI was helping U.S., Saudi, British, but also Israeli interests in the Iran-Iraq affair and in Afghanistan.
Okay, so what that basically means, from what I understand, is they were running guns to the Mujahideen, and
What's the Mujahideen?
the precursor to Al-Qaeda. So when the Russians invaded Afghanistan, there was the Mujahideen who were fighting the Russians. We did not want to get into an open war with the Russians, so we funded the Mujahideen, which later became the Taliban. Epstein was one of the guys disguising the money. So it was looking like big fancy transaction deals with Saudi Arabia or whoever. That money was eventually used to buy guns, which eventually went to the Mujahideen.
Wow.
So he got his start back during that Afghanistan war.
So he got his start from running guns, basically.
Well, being the guy who was like the better call Saul, like he was the embezzler. He was the guy making the money look like it was going to something else, and then somebody else was running the guns.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's why he was CIA. He was a money handler.
For the wrong type of people.
And then one of two things happened. Either they figured out he was a pervert and decided to use his perversions as a blackmail racket, or they just gave him a new assignment, which was build this blackmail racket. I personally think it was the latter, but who knows?
It could have just been both.
It could have been both. Hey, lucky us, we found another pervert. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was almost certainly CIA. So anyway, so there's that. Now, with that said, let's look at Asmongold's review of some of the pictures here.
Holy shit. It's not healthy to be in a monogamous relationship. The idea is to build a harem. Oh my god. It's in the official fucking files. Like, this is the justice.gov. It's right there. So this is the guy. I mean, again, all of this, is this the same girl that's there with him or not? I don't know. So there's him again. And it's him, I guess, on a plane. Okay. It's probably her sister. It could be her sister. You're right about that.
Let's see.
I don't even want to look at that. I just realized what that is.
Okay, we'll start here.
It's disgusting. There.
So,
I had a
hey,
crazy
look, an
idea.
ad.
We were surprised that no one had
We're
done
adding.
it before.
Yeah, we're adding. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to preface this by basically stating what I think they're doing while you're getting some figures instead of others is if the person is dead or in some measure irrelevant, then you get a picture of them. If they're still relevant to the whatever's going on today, they're going to be a victim. So that's why I think you're seeing some pictures and others. And you'll notice this is a pattern. Jess did make the comment that since Oprah's in here too, they must just assume Oprah's still invincible. But anyway, so.
So, I don't know. Let me go back, look at the next one. Man. Not a good day to be a Michael Jackson fan, huh?
Oh, boy.
Now, it's important to remember, though, that Just because there is a picture or a handful of pictures of you with this guy does not mean you're automatically guilty. It's different when it's Clinton and there's like a jillion of them.
Yeah.
And you're always surrounded by girls. That's a little bit of a different matter. But if you look at some of these pictures of Jackson looks very uncomfortable. At least I think he does to me. So I'm not convinced Jackson was into anything.
Yeah, this just shows that Jackson hung out with him.
Well,
here
it's
and
not
there.
even that he hung out with him. It's just Jeffrey Epstein was a blackmailer. That's what he did. So he
had dirt wherever there could be dirt.
He was injected into situations to lure people. He's a pusher. He was a drug
Oh,
pusher.
okay.
You know what I mean? So he was
Yeah.
injected into situations to trick people into doing bad things.
I got
And so some people fell for it and some people didn't, and some people were more than happy to fall for it, but you're going to have pictures of everybody mixed into these files.
just to confuse people like me.
Well, I think this is what Trump was scared of, is there's probably going to be some people that didn't do anything that are mixed in with people who did do stuff.
And they're automatically just going to be charged.
Well, the fear
Just-
is that the court of
or-
public opinion is going to be such that everybody just is, blanket guilty.
Yeah.
And my attitude on it would be like, it doesn't matter what people think. You need to have an investigation on everybody and let the chips fall where they may.
Innocent
like-
until proven guilty.
Yes, but you still need to have the investigation. Like, you don't, the solution is, okay, have the investigation, don't cover it up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Keep it
some people
all
are
out
going to
in
be
the open.
right. Some people are going to be guilty. Some people are going to be innocent. But you've got to investigate everybody because you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a nuisance for the innocent people. But we got to throw the guys that actually did stuff in jail. So anyway, I'll leave that there.
I mean, again, it's not. There's no guarantee, there's no certainty that this for sure means that he's some bad actor. But man, it's kind of weird that you've got photos next to a pedophile, right? I mean, damn. And so I don't know what to say. It's just clearly fake. Say it's fake. Yeah, I mean, like there's points on a graph, and they draw a line that's not favorable. Just passed out. Okay, great. So, next, let's move on. All right, this is all blocked out. What a surprise. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I guess this is maybe some kind of fucking, I don't know. It's just like a primitive culture or something like that. I don't know. And, damn. It's a bald. Yeah, this guy looks like he's like a mafia guy or something like that, right? And it's a geologist, maybe. I have no idea. Anyway, yep, some of these are just totally blacked out. Like, you have no idea what any of this is at all. And then what's this? It's just him on a fucking beach. And the problem is that here's the... Oh, God. Oh, boy. Oh, man. How about that? Jesus, what the fuck? Yes, draw me like one of your French girls. Yeah, exactly. And so I see something like this, and it's like, okay, the problem that I have with these blacked out photos is that I don't completely trust them that, they're doing, I don't know. I mean, like, who's to say that, like, these are the actual photos and it's not, like somebody that would be more incriminating, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, like, they're a lie, but I'm also, like, I don't think anybody should trust this 100%. It would be naive to do so. Oh my God.
Winnie the Pooh.
I'm just going to say, and this is a suspicion, I don't know for sure, but looking at this picture, well, no, I'm wrong. Look here. I was going to say that I felt like this was a superimposed background, but I'm incorrect in that assumption, because if you look, you've got Winnie the Pooh back here with these two. So I don't. I guess it's because he's so close to the camera, but the lighting in the front seemed way brighter than the lighting in the back. Made me think it was superimposed, but I'm wrong because you can see them in the reflection here.
Well, and plus it's what the 80s, 90s pictures weren't real clear back then.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's Maxwell taking the picture. Then, if you look, if you look closely, it looks like whoever's holding the camera is in a dress and got black hair. So I'm betting that's Maxwell. So, all right. There's one other group. I wanted to get to the Clinton stuff really quick because that's kind of the main thing here. So let's skip ahead. I recommend Asmongold TV. I recommend his YouTube channel, by the way. He's seems to be doing good work here.
Hey, pretty good.
I think so. This is the first time I've really watched him, but I was impressed with him when I watched this video all the way through. So, I mean,
Looks like he's on Twitch as well.
Oh, yeah, he's on Kick and X and Twitch.
Oh, he's all over the place.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. So, now we're getting into Clinton.
Oh my! I'm gonna be real. This there's more to this than I had expected. There is. Like, I actually expected it to be a lot less incriminating. I thought it was going to be everything blacked out, everything stopped. Like, this is already more of a reveal than I had previously expected. I thought it was not going to be anywhere near this. So, Bill deserves to rot. I mean, I don't, listen, they should figure out who's actually, who committed the crimes. I mean, you can't just look at a photo with a person with somebody else and then just, go A to Z. But, it's not really A to Z. It's more like X to Z. So, it's not really completely all the way there, but, it depends. Why isn't Bill in jail? One of the downloadable files. Okay, let me see if I can pull this here. Oh, man. How about that? I mean, it looks like he's wearing pants. I mean, let's be real, right? I mean, this is just a guy that's sitting in a hot tub. Any guy who's sitting in a hot tub looks like this, right? I mean, I don't think this is really that crazy. With a girl? Is that a girl? Oh, well, that's different. If he's there next to an underage kid. Okay, yeah, usually.
Which he would almost have to be, because why else would her face be blacked out?
Right.
Doesn't know what the FBI said they were going to do? We're blacking out the faces of the victims. Here he is in a PDF files hot tub with an underage kid. That's the FBI's words. They just blacked out the face of the victims,
Yeah, okay, all right. That's a comp. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit different. Yeah, that one's a bit, that's a bit different. Sure. Look at the feet. Yeah, I see. And at least I think so, right? And jump under the water, guys, stop. And so, yeah, just a bit. Well, let me see what this Reddit is showing, right? Because I'm going to pull it up and see if I can find it. And where is it saying here? No, a lot of these are just not really... I'm just trying to see if I can find any of these. I already looked at the majority of them here. Epstein dental room pictures. This is from a while ago. What the fuck?
Looks like a massage parlor. If you ask me.
That might be what it is. You're probably right. That makes more sense than a dentist chair, anyway. But I've never been to a massage parlor, so I wouldn't know what they look like. It's like, it looks like it can lean back, so I assume, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, well, dentist chairs are similar to massage chairs. So.
Well, you've also got something back there. I don't know. It's weird, whatever it is. All right. Let me move ahead here. There's one picture in particular I just wanted to focus in on. There was some pedophile jokes as well, just so you know. Here we go. So this is not a crime, but this is just typical. I mean, it's not surprising, but we'll see what he has to say. There's a picture before, and then we'll get to the. I'll talk about it when we get to the pictures. Anyway.
And,
Okay.
bro.
Yeah.
Damn. God damn, bro. Like, yeah, she got that shit on, huh?
That woman was such a narcissist. We talk about delusions of grandeur. That woman dressed up like Chairman Mao. I don't even know what is. That's some sort of space empress.
Wait, who's Chairman Mao?
The guy who killed millions of people in China. He was the first Chinese dictator. Like,
So that's extremely
communist
offensive.
dictator. Well, she had the same kind of pantsuit with the high collar that he used to wear, particularly during the 2016 debates. She would do crap like that. She would dress like weird, like some kind of weird leader. This is just another example of that. Do you remember the other? Let me look up the other picture of her really quick, just to kind of demonstrate what I mean here. If I can even find it. They may have taken it down.
It's crazy. So the Clintons are definitely exposed.
Yeah.
There's no and if buts or who's about it. They've been outed crazily.
Oh yeah, they've totally censored. They've totally censored that picture. Hang on, I could still find it, but I'm gonna have to get on Yandex or something because they are like, what?
They don't want you to.
Oh,
They don't want you to
no.
find anything incriminating.
Oh yeah, they've memory holed the crap out of that. Ah, there it is. Ah, eat shorts,
Oh.
Google. Eat shorts. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Remember this right after 2016?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Delusions of grandeur.
Wow.
Delusions of grandeur. So just, yeah, that.
Now, who's she dressed up as? Then?
Oh, who knows? Some kind of space queen. You know, so you got that. And then you got that. And then you've got, hang on a minute. No, this ain't the right one.
I wonder when
I'll
she's gonna
find
go
it.
to jail.
I don't know if she will. I mean, I would like her to. Her, really, both her and Bill just need to go to prison. And I don't know why we've had to fight so hard to get her into jail. Because she's just been, between Benghazi, the email scandal.
Yeah, the whole email
not.
thing should have been enough.
Yeah. Hang on
It's
a
like,
minute.
because if any regular person would have done what she did with just the emails,
Yeah.
that would have been enough.
Yeah.
Even if it was just one email that was leaked or whatever happened,
Yeah.
some normal person would have been in jail for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm. Well, I cannot find that one for whatever reason.
Uh-oh.
Maybe I'm wrong about it, but this one's kind of close. I just remember it being gray and having the weird shoulder pads and the high collar. But imagine this one only as gray, and it was kind of reminiscent of Chairman Mao's thing. So
I
it was
gotcha.
that kind of high button collar pantsuit deal. And then, yeah, then you have the creepy this mixed with... Just delusions of grandeur. The woman really thought she was a queen. It's just insane. It's just absolutely insane.
Oh, they're gonna play an ad.
Yeah, I think you're
Know
right.
that, but I mean,
Nope,
that's what you
nope.
get. That's what you get.
Oh,
And the thing is that, like, I remember, like, for example, like whenever I was involved with like things like this that have negatives. I was like, yeah, old word for photography. I was like, negates. Like, what the fuck is that? But yeah, and sold the photos for potential buyers. Epstein at the time requested to take photos of young girls at swimming pools. Epstein is now threatening this person, if she tells anyone about the photos, he will burn her house down. Well, this guy seems like a
Wow.
real dickhead.
Yeah.
Subject name, character guys. I mean, doesn't get much more obvious than that, does it? Let's listen to this.
Dump this. The Justice Department's document dump.
All right, so we've already seen that. Obviously, they haven't dumped everything they were supposed to. That is just a picture of what is on this stuff. And if they had to let that much go, imagine what the other 90% contains.
Right? I mean, we could have had a heyday with it.
Yeah, well, I figured we'd close the night out by looking at some of these pictures. Of course, if we get into anything nasty, we're going to have to shut off pretty dead blame quick. But we'll look at a few of these. So this was the one that,
Was that a hallway?
well, it had the creepy person. Like, is that a statue? Is that
Oh,
the person with the glove holding some kind of keys?
I don't know. It might be a shadow person.
I don't think it's a shadow person, but it's
Oh.
certainly creepy enough.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's not a regular statue.
No.
What even is that? But it doesn't look like an actual person either, does it?
No, it looks like almost a zombie type.
Yeah, it's like some kind of weird
Ew.
mannequin. I don't know. That's so
And why would they
weird.
be wearing gloves?
I have no clue. But if you look here, they've redacted somebody's face out of here. They're gonna make me focus on the creepy lady. So yeah, you got a redacted person there. All right. Let's see. I have no idea what we're going to get into here. They've redacted somebody's person there. They basically redacted all the pictures with him being associated with people. You know what I mean? So you can tell what was important to them. They are protecting the reputations of like all the freaking powerful people. That is so obviously what they're doing. And it's pretty freaking disgusting that they're doing that. Like, I cannot believe they're stupid enough to think that they will have... If the FBI thinks they will have any credibility after pulling a stunt like that, they're out of their freaking minds. So there's a naked lady and picture T. R. Bust of
That's a creepy.
Christ and the phone.
Why was the phone wrapped?
Probably so there's not fingerprints on it.
Oh.
Scaffolding and they're building something. I'm just gonna kind of click at random here for a few minutes. So yeah, that's probably a victim though.
Wow.
Guest room of some kind.
Why would they put redact a nightshade or a shade of a lamp?
Oh, who knows? Probably had somebody's name on it. You know.
Wow.
These people, they honestly thought that we'd buy the whole, oh, the people accused are victims too. Oh. So you got this kind of art that was on there.
I mean, honestly, it's just say it looks like they took a bunch of pictures of like a hotel room.
Well, I think we're still in the apartment in New York.
Oh,
The island is when stuff kind of starts getting weird. But also, it should be noted that the FBI is already deleting stuff out of here. So, like, not
Why?
only... Because they're trying to cover people's butts and they made mistakes. People got through. that weren't supposed to. You got pictures of somebody falling there.
He must have been into some really weird stuff.
Look, anytime you start getting into like OSS type stuff and these elite secret agency stuff, yeah, like they're Satanists, they're into weird cult crap. Hey, it's a picture of a Y.
What's with all the letters being put up everywhere?
I think those are crime scene markers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, another guest room. So yeah, I'm just clicking at random. I have no idea what we're going to come across.
So if someone was wanting to look into this themselves, what website are you at?
www.justice.gov/Epstein/DOJ-disclosure dataset.
Okay.
So let's see, can I get the? No, I can't get the URL up there, but we could probably put the URL in the description when we're done here.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to. Here we are. We're on the island now. So this is.
So this is Epstein Island?
Yeah. The guest room. Yeah.
So one could literally spend days going through all these and not really find anything
And just realize.
by how much they redacted.
Yeah, and just realize like what we got is already just enormous. Of course, they're probably just giving us all the filler too. You know what I mean? Like you got to realize that all the stuff that would be really incriminating is what they were trying to suss out and redact. You know, we're just getting like the basic crime scene shots that didn't have anything super incriminating in them. So you got somebody redacted. Like they're just hoping, nothing got slipped through the cracks. Oh, hey, that's interesting. Here's that Danish chair that people were talking about. So that wasn't in the apartment in New York. That was on the island, I guess. So you got, I don't even know what
That's
that
not
is.
creepy at all.
No, it's weird. It's weird stuff. Look at that. Huh. Okay, so you've got some taking apart machinery. Picture of girls. Okay, so I think James O'Keefe actually showed this. So this is a list of looks
It's a
like
picture
payments.
of a list.
Looks like
Wow.
payments or bills of some sort. Bunch of names on there. Wells Fargo, Cass HO Insurance. Yeah. All sorts of stuff like that. So, MBM Enterprises. Yeah, that's interesting. More redacted pictures. Photo negatives. Oakwoods. Someone might zoom in on those photo negatives if they're wanting to figure out if there's any bad associations in there, I suppose. Bunch of watches. Israeli Defense Forces hoodie. People made a big hubbubaloo about that. But he was tied to everybody. And Mike Benz actually makes this point that all those connections that he had are from that Mujahideen deal. So it's going to be Britain, Israel, France, America. Like everybody who was fighting the Russians at that time is who he's going to be tied up with.
So he had his finger in just about every pot that you could have.
Well, we've mentioned this before. They're all just OSS. I mean, that's being simplistic and reductive, but if you want to just break it down to what it actually is, CIA, NSA, MI6, Mossad, whoever, it's all OSS. That's why we never got into a spy war with Britain. We only got into a spy war with the KGB. Because the CIA and the MI6, I mean, they've got some slight variations, but it's like, hey, do you want lime green or do you want forest green? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like just shades of the same thing.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah. Let's see here. So this is another image that O'Keefe was talking about. This is some of that cultic language that he was into. How close can we get to that? Can we read that at all? But
I don't know. I can't read it.
yeah, I can't either. But yeah, this is some of that cultic terminology right there. I believe, of course, on the overlay you can't. Of course, you can't. Let me zoom out here. So this stuff right here, you might.
Yeah.
Get into that. This is we're in the 2009 PDF. So this is in his library or study or whatever. Yeah.
Library.
Yeah. More of the creepy masks. That's I'm not sure what that is. We're just gonna move on. So this must have been when the FBI was raiding everything. So you got more documents here. All right, we'll do one more page and we'll move on. So this is little St. John. And so, yeah, if you want to look through, what they've actually allowed people to see, it's the U.S. Department of Justice. Just type that in, and you can type in U.S. Department of Justice, Epstein, DOJ, or Epstein disclosure, and just go through what they've allowed people to see. So, yeah, I don't think that I have anything else. Yeah, so final thoughts, Mr. Trevor?
It baffles me that there's so much evil that they're just willing to cover up people doing the wrong thing just because they don't want to do what's right.
I am furious that Trump has been covering this up.
Yeah, I don't.
Or told them to. Because remember,
If he's
Pam
not part
Bondi
of
said
it, I
there's
don't know
nothing.
why he would cover it up.
Yeah.
Pam Bondi was wrong.
She's lying.
Just
Well,
lying
first
through
it was
her
on
teeth.
her desk. Then there was nothing. Then there was terabytes of child pornography, and then there was nothing. And it's all just a giant conspiracy. And now we've got this, and they're reopening the investigation so they can shut down some of the information, but they're not going to tell you what they're going to shut down. And then they just blatantly redact 90% of it as an FU to everyone.
Bunch of commies.
Yeah. Well, I don't see how Trump wins the midterms.
Yeah, no, at this point, there's
Yeah.
no way.
I mean, he would have to fire Kash Patel and Pam Bondi Tuesday at the latest or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to, maybe Tuesday's a little too ambitious, but it's hard to imagine how much time he actually has to correct this. But this is going to stain him for the rest of his presidency, and I don't even think he's going to get to serve the whole term at this point. I don't see, because the Democrats are going to have a field day.
Yep.
So he's got to turn this around somehow. I hope he figures it out, but we got some stuff. So I'm gonna wait to see what happens next week, and I guess that'll determine whether or not the still no list thing comes on the overlay, because we got a little bit of it, enough to know that there actually is a list, which they denied.
Maybe change it to still no 90%.
You're still missing 90%. Maybe change it overlay to 90% redacted.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. That'll work. We'll do that. So, all right, we're gonna call it good for this episode, guys. If you're with us on the live stream, stay with us. We got one more segment to go. If you are watching this after the fact, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. If you did, we would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Rumble. We can also be found on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.